once you get the rhythm, there's a rhythm.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah, probably.
I love that about him.
Past the fire, past the sounds. Moonshine through the clouds, saddle up, 'cause there's no stopping me now.
Another exciting episode. Welcome.
To another episode of
Living Well Together.
Big Life in a Small Town.
Thanks. Here we go.
We are here with Jay Rapp.
Hi.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
Yes.
And your lovely wife, Danielle. We have a guest in the studio
Off camera.
today.
It's entourage.
Yeah, your entourage. Now, having Danielle come along, does that mean that you're going to like temper the things you say or change anything at all? Okay.
No.
It means all bets are off.
All bets are off.
Yep. We're not holding back.
I love that.
It's the new goal is to embarrass her while she's back there. So
Oh, wow.
Well, the good news about this is it's going to be recorded. So for years to come, you can share the wonderfulness of the episode.
When did you guys get married?
June 29th.
Of this year?
Yes.
You guys are still like newlyweds, honeymooners.
Oh, my heck. I assumed you were long timers.
That's
No,
amazing.
no. We've been together for a while, but yeah, we've made it official. We are, as of June 29th, we're no longer living in sin. So
Ah. You know, I thought I felt a small shift in the planetary alignment recently. That must be it. Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
everybody.
congratulations. That's
I feel like we should
amazing.
have a drink. A toast.
Yeah?
Maybe not.
No?
No. Maybe later.
Do they drink at the bowling alley?
No, I don't think so.
oh, never. No.
So, Jay, tell us a little bit about what you do.
We just recently purchased a bowling alley.
Amazing.
Yes, we own Bowl 10 in Fairborn. I've worked there several years,
Yeah.
and we had the opportunity to buy it. It was pretty quick, and we jumped on it. So
I love that.
Your entrepreneurial spirit has kicked in, but you have been there a long time. You're
Yes.
not new to the bowling game
Right.
or the industry. You're just new as the owner.
correct.
Perfect.
What was your first job there?
I picked up trash.
You picked up trash. And what was the bottle boy part?
You had a 5-gallon bucket, and you went around and picked up empty bottles.
Really?
Every 15 minutes, you walk through the concourse, and
Every
back then you
15
could
minutes?
empty ashtrays as well. So
Yeah, those
Okay.
days are
that.
gone.
Yeah.
I got to admit, that's one of the things I actually, not that you could do anything to improve the bowling experience, but taking the cigarettes out of it was not a bad move.
Yeah, it definitely, cleaned the place up a bit.
It changes the landscape,
Yes.
so to speak.
So I love, so you call the part that's not the bowling lanes the concourse? Oh, I learned
Like
something
being in
new
an
today.
airport.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. It's like, oh, that's
Yeah, we only have,
amazing.
concourse A there. We don't have a B or a C.
For now.
For now.
Yes. We'll talk expansion later on.
So what was your biggest lesson that you learned as a bottle boy?
Be nice to the customers
Okay.
because they're what get you a paycheck.
That's how you get the bills paid.
Yes.
Yeah. Be seen and not heard.
Yes.
How old were you as the bottle boy?
16.
Okay. So you were learning the ropes. I'm picturing that episode or that scene in Goodfellas where the guy's bringing him drinks in this little tiny bar and you're the guy who's kind of just in the background, getting things done,
Yeah.
picking up information, hearing lots of scuttle,
Exactly.
and not really knowing that their secrets are safe with you. Sort of.
Did you hear some things?
Nothing I care to repeat. Those go to the grave. So
I gotcha. I'm sure that it's been an interesting experience. So every small town needs a place to unwind, right? What makes Bowl 10 the perfect spot for people to kick back and relax in Fairborn?
it's great for everyone. I mean, we have customers from age 3 to, I don't think we have any 90-year-old league bowlers anymore. We did up until last year before. Wow. We have several 80 plus.
It's amazing.
I think I know half a dozen of them. So you've got a handful of people that have been at it a while.
Oh yeah. And it's just great. The whole family can do it.
Yeah.
And so
And that's what you guys do. So you guys have leagues, and then you also have how else can people get involved?
Oh, we have open bowling during the day. We have leagues pretty much every night.
Okay.
We have open bowling during the evenings on Fridays after 9:30. It's pretty open. Saturdays pretty much all afternoon, all evening. Sundays, for now, it's all day until middle of November. We get a Sunday night league.
Okay.
And so you can come out, call before you come just to verify. We've got several groups booked already and several parties that are taking up the whole house here in the next few months.
Really?
That's
The whole
another thing
place?
I learned. It's the house.
It's called the house. Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
the
it's the
house.
concourse,
The
and the
concourse
house.
and the lanes are in the house.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, we're knowing the lingo, the jargon.
Bingo. I know. And so when you guys have open bowling, they can come in, they get their shoes there, and then you have all the bowling balls that they can get.
Yep. You get to go through and put your hand in every ball and get one that doesn't fit you properly, but get you close enough.
Yeah.
Right?
And
What's the smallest size?
6 pounds are the smallest size that we have.
You have 6-pound balls.
Several 6-pound balls.
Oh my gosh, there's such Danielle, I need you. It's gonna turn into little boy parties. So what's the largest size ball?
For house balls, we go up to a 15. For
Okay.
bowling regulations, 16 pounds is the most you can have in
Okay.
a bowling ball.
Got it. Huh. And then do you guys also reach out to the high school, and what's the youngest age that they start coming in like as a sport for high school?
We actually host both Greenon and Fairborn's high school teams.
Okay.
Our youth leagues are Saturday mornings.
Okay.
They start, you can get in around, I think we have a 3-year-old bowling this year. I think
So
Brooks is
how
3.
do they hold the
Well, those,
they-
we have bumper lanes for
Okay.
those. And most of the kids just,
It's all physical.
push it down?
Yeah, you
Okay.
just got to get it moving.
Yeah.
Inertia
Yeah.
takes over from there.
Okay. And then it just kind
action
of bumps
and-
its way down.
Yeah.
yep. And if it doesn't make it, Coach Jenna walks down and gives a little push. And hopefully as they get older,
Yeah.
Coach Jenna takes over and gets them better. And then, they become lifelong bowlers, hopefully.
That's amazing. Yeah, starting at 3 years old.
Yes.
That's like almost every other sport, soccer and dance and baseball.
I'm amazed at how many people go from recreational bowling to taking it really seriously. Like we've met a lot of your people, and Graham being one of them, and lots of people we know in the practice. We had Tony on as a guest as well. I am blown away by people who actually bowl well. Like for me, recreational bowling is what you did on a Friday night when you're in junior high and you were hanging with your friends or
Right.
whatever. You would get dropped off at the bowling alley because you wanted to just goof off with your friends.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole other class of people who are not only take it pretty seriously, but they're really good
So
at
good
it.
at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild to watch the science of bowling and what condition are the lanes in and how much oil and how far out and which ball flies best. And
Yeah.
I mean, the science of it is pretty fascinating. Is that something that attracted you into the sport itself, or just?
Well, if it were rocket science, they probably wouldn't let me do it.
But there's an art
yeah.
form to it for sure.
You can easily screw up an oil pattern and then you no longer have customers. And you can easily drill a bowling ball wrong and then you no longer have customers. And
Well, you no longer have a serious customer.
Right.
The recreational people know nothing of this. I mean, it's wild to know the just the architecture and the flow of those kind of things. How'd you learn it?
years of experience. This will
Okay.
be my 21st season in the industry.
Yeah.
And I had a great mentor, Dave Fleming, who just recently passed away. But this would have been his 50th year in the industry.
Holy cow.
And he learned from people who knew it pretty well too.
Yeah.
And so it's, we always joked around. There were a couple colleges that offered bowling center management as I think it was an associate's degree.
Okay.
And I've met some people with bowling center management degrees.
Yep.
Nothing against them. They do not know how to run a bowling center.
Right.
And so it's, experience goes a long way. 70% of my job is being sarcastic to the customers. It really is.
And apparently it's going well.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be pretty good at it because it seems to be moving right along.
Oh, yeah. And so it, the other stuff is just, do your machine maintenance and keep up on the little things. And then you don't really have to worry about it because the little things, if you keep up with the little things, they take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And then you can spend 70% of your time being sarcastic with the customers. So
Nice. What's a busy night? Now, when you said bowling center management, it made me automatically think of golf course management.
Yes.
Because it's a similar thing. People who've been around the golf game know a lot. And then there's the people who've just been college educated in the golf game.
Right.
And they're different people. Not that one's better than the other, but they're for sure not the same people. And so after being in the industry as long as you have and knowing what you've learned I'm assuming you don't have the associates in bowling center management.
my degree's in real estate and property management, which works out real well for me.
Perfect overlap.
Yes.
But what attracted you to ownership? Why would you go from being in the industry to now, hey, I think I want to own this for a while?
That's a good question. I like the people. That's really what it is. That's what keeps me coming back. And I'm good at it.
Yes.
I'm pretty decent at it. I don't want to take my own
Danielle's is
horn,
true?
but
She's shaking her head. Yes.
Well, because there's ownership and there's management, and there's some overlap, but their ownership is different. Like it's fair to say that's a different, because then you can't be everybody's friend, and you can't be everybody's.
You have employees.
You got to run the shop.
yes, that's the key to it. Is I try and treat everybody as equal as possible.
Yeah.
Even the really good customers generally get treated about the same as the people you see once or twice a year.
Okay.
And nothing against my really good customers, nothing against the people I see once or twice a year.
Sure.
You're gonna end up dealing with me, and you get me.
Yeah. All things being equal.
Yeah.
So was there an assumption that you were going to take over? Like, did you and Dave talk about this? Have you been talking about this for a long time?
Yeah, when I came back to work for him, we had chit-chatted about it. And then when he got sick, we talked about it a little more. Over the last few months, we kind of were talking about it. Then it kind of got put on the back burner.
Yeah.
Then he had some partners. The partners didn't necessarily want anything to do with it. So when he did pass away, his partners were like, we really think you would be the best person to take over.
Drive this bus.
Yeah.
Good for that.
And so thankfully they did, because I don't know how I would have liked working for them. They were
Just different.
yeah,
Would have been different.
different mindset, different
Yeah.
visions for things. And
They were more silent partners, so you didn't
Yes.
really work with them all the
They-
time anyway, so you didn't have that working relationship.
yes, I had met them a couple of times back in 2011, 2012. Hadn't seen them since.
Oh my goodness.
Got it.
Yeah. Well,
And
then this
most
worked
of your-
out great.
Well, most of your clientele, most of the people who come to the center are locals, Fairborn, for the most part.
Fairborn, Enon, New Carlisle, we get some.
Is this your hometown? Did you grow up in this space as well?
Yes, grew up in Fairborn, graduated class of 05.
Okay.
That sounds right.
When year did you graduate?
Yeah, I was working when Graham was bowling in high school,
Okay.
and
Do you teach him any great stuff?
We could.
I did.
The science, and again, there's a science and an art to that.
So that you do that in the house? Mm-hmm. You do everything there?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought that all that had to be sent out.
Nope. We don't make the bowling balls. We just put the holes in them.
So they bring you what they've ordered, and then you can take care of them. Mm-hmm. So how does that work? Like, do you take a form of their hand, or like literally? I have no clue how this would work.
We have a measuring tool that the one I use, there's several different ones. A couple of them are even good. And the one I use was probably created in 1970.
Okay.
And it's the same design that it has been since 1970.
And it's your favorite one?
It's my favorite one. I've
Okay.
used a few different ones, and that's
And so how does it work?
you basically just take your hand and the one I use is about the same shape of a bowling ball.
Okay.
Put your thumb in, there's joint line here, joint line there. If it's a fingertip ball, I'm going to measure in between the two. If it's a conventional, then I'm going to measure to that joint line and subtract 3/8. Not 100% sure who came up with 3/8, but
See,
it works.
The bend?
This is insider knowledge. I love this. Because now when the next time I'm in there and I don't have my own bowling ball, I'm looking for that 3/8 where I can find it somewhere in the house.
And that, yeah.
Because some people, and the fingertip, and some people don't use their thumb. Am I right?
Yes.
Some people, it sits.
Two-handed bowling has become the new craze.
Okay.
Two-handed bowling?
That's you
Like you hold it like
hold it with
this?
both hands and
Okay.
use both of them to power through it, and you can generally generate a lot more speed and a lot more revolutions, and which turns into more pin carry.
So more pin carry. So that's the goal, right?
Yes, yeah. You want to knock the most pins down,
Okay.
and that
Does the
helps.
form look as smooth and sleek as the one-handed version? Because when bowlers bowl, it looks so good.
Does it?
Yes, it's just so streamlined. It's
Don't-
like dancing.
Don't watch me throw a ball because it does not look good. It looks like an octopus falling out of a tree. But some of them, some people are a lot smoother than others.
Okay.
Especially with the two-handed, it looks different. That's
Yeah.
the best way to put it.
Are they still doing that 3-step
Well, everybody,
then-
and that's the approach.
Yep. They're
If
all
somebody
taking the
see, I picked
Yeah.
up
approach?
something.
Your
Yeah,
approach?
you gotta have
Okay,
an
good
approach.
job, babe. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
In the house, on the concourse, somewhere in front of the lanes.
So they're holding it and then they throw it down there. So in a competition, it doesn't matter if they do two-handed or one-handed, or do you have two-handed competitions and one-handed competitions?
It used to not matter. You could switch back and forth from two-hand to
Okay.
one-hand. They have since made rules.
Yeah.
Two-handed bowling is relatively new. It's become more popular in the
I
last
bet we
10
can find
years.
hieroglyphic Stone Age paintings of two-handed bowling.
Maybe.
There's got to be some out there. Some guy had to be a rebel.
We
going,
didn't
"I
invent
got this."
anything.
Yeah.
This came. The Flavia, you never watched the Flintstones?
Yeah, but they didn't bowl with two hands.
You shouldn't bowl on your tippy toes either. I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, two-handed's become more popular in the last 10 years. And now the USBC has rules. You can only have a hole in your ball for each appendage that you put in.
Okay.
And so if you don't use your thumb, you can't have a thumb hole.
Oh, and that's if you're playing
In a
professionally.
Yeah, in a league or a tournament or anything governed by the USBC. So
Got it. That makes sense. So if you're gonna play one-handed, then you have to decide ahead of time what that's going to look like. And so for the two-handed ones, did they just not have any holes on the ball at all?
they've got their finger holes,
Okay.
but they don't have a thumb hole.
Okay. So they're not just holding it on the outside.
No.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. They're generally drilled fingertip, but
Okay.
you just put your fingers in there, and then it allows you to get more of your hand on and under the ball, which allows for better rotation.
Okay.
And
We'll try it out. We'll go try this out. I want to see you make this happen.
I'm very intrigued by it, actually.
Let's talk about the center, though. How many lanes are in the center?
we have 20 lanes, snack bar, full bar, pro shop. We're getting an arcade back. We had a arcade in. It was more of a kiddie casino than it was anything else.
Okay.
Kitty Casino.
Here, you kids. Here's $10. Disappear to the casino.
Exactly. And so now the new arcade's going to feature more adult type games, Golden Tee, darts, stuff for adults to use. Because my theory is you're going to give your kid $10 and say, "I'll see you later."
Right.
Yeah.
But if
What we would rather have is
if you are losing a gram in Golden Tee, you're going to spend another $10 to beat Graham Golden Tee, and have a couple of drinks while you're doing it, and
Yeah.
the pizza is killer. We've had the pizza.
And the fries.
Oh, fries are killer.
we've got.
What's your other favorite food there?
I weighed 150 pounds when I started working in the bowling alley.
When you were
So-
16.
Yes.
Yeah,
To
you
be
were the
fair.
water boy. You were walking the concourse a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that being the guy who owns the place. I don't eat fish, so I couldn't tell you if fish sandwich is okay. But
Okay.
we sell a lot of it, so
Yeah.
Okay.
must be doing okay.
Do you have like weekly or nightly specials, like tonight's fish night or tomorrow's pizza night or anything themed?
No, I think we're gonna start trying to do that. We've got some pretty good sales reps that are with the company that we get the food and everything from that keep wanting me to try new things.
Right.
Of course, that's their job, but
Yeah.
it's we could definitely spruce up the menu a little bit.
Okay.
Nothing major has changed. Nothing major has been added to the menu within the last 20 years.
Wow.
And
So what's one thing that you for sure could not subtract from the menu? Like there would be mutiny on the bounty if you took away.
the pizzas definitely. The quesadillas are. We probably have the best bowling alley quesadillas.
Write that down. You heard it here first.
Graham, what's your favorite there?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Or the nice breakfast one.
Oh,
Yeah. Our breakfast on Saturday mornings is fantastic,
Oh, nice.
and it never fails. We've yet to have a bad breakfast cook. I don't know if it's just you just can't make bad breakfast or.
When I
you
think
can.
breakfast, I'm thinking like 7 a.m. What time do you open?
Youth League's Bowl at 10. We open
Okay.
at 9 on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And we serve breakfast all week long. Nobody ever orders it outside of Saturdays, but
Okay.
we make.
So we could take Honey and go for breakfast any day of the week. Just for
Although-
breakfast.
Generally through the summer, we have the snack bar open all the time. During league season, generally don't open it till the afternoon.
Okay.
It's just staffing.
But the bar is open all the time.
the bar is open all the time. Anyone can.
Because there's not a lot of windows. I mean, it's hard to even know what time of the day it is once you're in there.
Yes.
It's like going to Vegas. You don't know what time of the day it is.
That's
That is
The
true.
bar should always be open.
yes.
This is awesome.
I agree 100% that you can get a beer as long as it's between legal to serve. You can't get one after 2:30. You
Right.
can't get one before.
Got to play by the
I think it
rules.
is.
And see, that's where being the owner is way less fun. You got to know the rules and play by the rules. When you're just the guy running it, it's not your thing.
Exactly. That's when I was the guy running it. Well, let's see. I had keys to the building when I was 18, 19, something like that.
that right?
That probably wasn't the smartest idea. It was,
Did you take advantage?
oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, did you?
No. as
Did you
far
let
as
your
they
friends
knew.
in?
Definitely.
And everything was purchased appropriate.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yes, yes.
So those were some of your wilder times?
Yeah, I don't know how wild you can get at 19 in a bowling alley, but
Yeah.
and still keep your keys. But,
Right. Yeah. Without getting in big trouble.
But as long as you cleaned up after yourself, everything was fine.
Ever had to deal with law enforcement at the bowling alley?
Very rarely.
Good. So it's a good family place. You can bring your kids and feel comfortable there.
Yep. Yeah, we generally, any unruly customers we have, we just ask them to leave. There's no place
So
for
simple.
that. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
It-
right on. That's, again, the joys of ownership. You get to throw people out.
Yes.
So with over 20 years of bowling experience, what would you say could be some tips for the casual bowler?
Order a pizza.
And a bucket.
Yeah. Order a pizza and a bucket and enjoy yourself.
And just enjoy
It's-
it. Yeah. Don't take it too seriously.
Exactly. That's, if you're ultra competitive, you're not going to have any fun.
Yeah.
And that's what bowling's supposed to be about, is having fun. That's, none of us are on the professional tour.
Yeah.
None of us are making house payments with bowling tournament winnings.
Yep.
So just go have fun.
Yeah.
Eat a pizza, drink some beers.
What's your favorite
some
lane
pop.
in the house? Do you have a favorite?
Do they all get treated the same? Here's the question. Do
Okay.
all the lanes get the same pattern treatment-wise? Do they get, or do you mix it up a little?
No, they all get the same lane pattern, depending on, for the league that it's on. And then we have an open play pattern for open bowlers that just has less oil, and less maintenance on the machines, and this,
Yeah.
that, and the other, less oil transferring around. They all get treated the same. Some of them get bowled on more than others. So there's a little wear and tear on a few of them that
Yeah.
there isn't on others. But 13 and 14 is a good pair. 9 and 10 went from the worst scoring pair to the best scoring pair in the house.
Oh, why do you think that is?
I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. It was bad for 5 years, and then everybody hated it, and all of a sudden it just became good one day. And
The pendulum swung back.
we have honor scores pretty much stay balanced, scattered throughout the house. I don't know that there is necessarily one good pair or one bad pair. The left-handers used to always hate 17 and 18.
Why is that?
It
Why is
just,
that, Grim?
Yeah. I mean, Shannon set a house record on that pair.
Oh, is that a left-handed person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she's probably the best female bowler in Dayton. She's on Team USA.
Oh, wow.
She's got a couple PBA titles and everything
It's
else.
a whole new world.
It is. I know.
Like if you don't know, like the casual recreational person doesn't even know there's oil on the lane.
Yes.
Like we don't know. We just come to have a pizza and a beer.
Yeah.
But you can change the pattern. You can change the outcome. And then there's this whole thing called people who take this really seriously and do it really well. It blows my mind. It's like
What's
a
your
whole
highest score?
counterculture.
300.
300? Mm-hmm. Oh, why is that funny, Graham?
No, it's just.
Oh,
That's as high as you can go.
I do know that, but I didn't want to assume that he had a 300 because if I said, so how many games of 300 have you bowled? And then he's like, well, I haven't gotten to 300
Yeah,
yet.
I
would've
just
felt
own
really
it. I'm
bad.
not very good.
So do you have like a record for how many in a row?
Probably. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's,
So do you have one of those fancy rings?
Not on me.
Oh, okay.
Just my wedding ring.
Oh, well, that's even more important.
Yeah, that's the fancy one.
Danielle, do you bowl? I do. Yay. Yay.
She's the first lady of the bowling alley.
Yes, because he's
Yes.
the president.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We're with bowling royalty tonight. I love this.
Oh, do you?
Wow.
Wow.
She's left-handed.
I'm trying to break 100. When I'm bowling, I'm trying to A, stay out of the gutter, and B, I just want 100.
No, I just want to get over 50. Yeah. Yeah, it's really, yeah.
I'm going to have to take this more seriously.
I know, we will, hanging out with these guys.
No, you don't.
So,
You just gotta have
did you
fun.
guys meet at the bowling alley?
Yes,
Did you?
we did.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So you'd never met before, and then you saw her in the bowling alley, and you're like, I want to meet that girl.
Yeah,
Could have been the other way around.
It could have been.
we had bowled high school at the same time, but I don't know if we ever knew each other real
Chatted,
well.
okay.
And so,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, that was when I came back. She was bowling in a league, and we met through mutual friends. So
Because you were away for a while. Can you tell us a little bit about your excursion?
yeah, I ran a bowling center for the Air Force in Okinawa, Japan. I did that for just shy of 2 years. I had a 2-year contract, and then went to work for the Army in Puerto Rico. That job didn't go so well. I got there about 3 weeks after the hurricane
Oh, goodness.
came through and destroyed everything. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I was living in a hotel and could get power or running water for whatever house.
There's
I was
no
supposed
place
to live
like
at.
home.
Yeah.
There's no click your heels 3 times.
So were you doing a bowling alley in Puerto Rico too?
Yep.
Okay,
I went
gotcha.
to, there's an Army base down there. And
Were you a civilian employee for the
Yes.
government bowling facility? Okay.
And so I went to Puerto Rico and came home for Christmas, and my dad said I looked miserable, and I was hanging out at the bowling alley one night, and Dave said, "You can have your job back if you want."
Oh, that's so cool.
So
Yeah. What year was that?
2018 is when I came back.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. That sounds
So
right.
are the rules in Japan for bowling are globally are the bowling rules the same?
the rules are the same. I always say Japan bowling was huge in the United States in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
There was in 1992 there was probably 18 centers in the Dayton area,
And now,
18?
and now we are at
I know there's a handful we've watched close.
we're probably 10, 11 somewhere in
Okay.
there.
The one in New Carlisle went down a few years back.
Yeah, it's 2019 I think was when that closed. 21 somewhere in there.
So it was big in the U.S. in the 80s and 90s. How about in Japan?
In Japan, I always say they're about 15 years behind. They're getting ready. It was about 2006 or so when the downturn kind of started going. And it wasn't necessarily that we lost any bowlers. We just lost people bowling 2 or 3 leagues a week.
Got it.
Okay.
They all, you saw the same guys every week, but
Yeah.
it was, you only saw them
Not as
once or
frequent.
twice. And
Yeah.
so, and then, 2008, everybody took a hit. And then it's getting a resurgence now.
Yeah.
Open bowling's becoming a lot more popular, and everybody kind of had to shift their mentality when people stopped bowling 3 nights a week. It was okay. Now I don't have anything. I don't have any leagues on Mondays. What do I focus on getting another league, or
Yeah.
and so you kind of had to. If you had been doing it for several years, you're like, oh, yeah, league bowling, that's the way to go. But really, you make more money off of open bowling.
Yeah.
It's just you can't predict open bowling.
Right.
Right.
That's you never know who's going to come in the door. And
Yep.
if if Ohio State's got a Saturday night game, your Saturday night is probably not packed.
Quiet.
Yeah,
Do you guys do cosmic bowling?
we do Friday
you?
nights and Saturday nights.
And what time do they do that?
9:30 on Friday after the Friday league gets done, and 9:00 on Saturday.
Okay.
And for our little folks at home that may not know
Yes,
about cosmic bowling, what does that mean? What do you think cosmic bowling? What are you asking?
Well, you just play in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's
Yeah,
what we thought.
it's glow in the dark bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are some lights you can see because of the glow in the dark, right?
Right. Yeah. There's black lights and strobe lights and everything else. Music's turned up. It's a fun time. It's a
It's
great
like a
way
party
to
atmosphere.
get introduced into bowling. That's one of my groomsmen, Tom, who bowls with Graham on Thursdays. That was his introduction to bowling. Was he started going to cosmic bowling on Friday nights and then was there every Friday and
Yeah.
got to know some people and they're like, hey, come bowl a league. And now Tom's one of the most competitive bowlers that I know.
Tom's awesome. That's the other thing. The people in your community, the bowling community that we have met, every one of them is just a solid human. They are just great to be around.
And even
They are
when you walk
good-natured, they are
in-
honest, they have integrity. It's a good group of people.
And you can tell it's really a family atmosphere when you walk in.
Oh, yeah.
We've come in to watch Graham and Grace bowl before, and it's like you feel very embraced, and you can tell everybody gets along so well, and it really does seem very fun.
It's a neat atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the amount of, we did Dave's Celebration of Life on Saturday, and the amount of people that said, what time do you need us there to help? What time do you need us there to set up? And we got it all covered. We had 3 people working during the afternoon when people came to set up, and none of the workers had to do anything.
Isn't that
It was
amazing?
just,
That's a nice legacy. You stepped into some pretty big shoes just at Bull 10, and apparently you're making it happen. But he obviously laid a nice foundation for you to absorb as well.
Do you have any hobbies or activities outside of bowling?
during the summer, I like to play golf.
Okay.
We travel every once in a while. During the bowling season, which basically runs from the end of August to second week of May. Then my hobby is bowling. Sleeping's my hobby during that.
It's amazing how long your season is. I was shocked when Graham told us when we first met him, when him and Grace hung out.
Yes.
Because that is like August to May, right? Sort of like,
Yeah, it's
cool.
They all run about 35 weeks, and if you want to be sharp on the first night, then you better get in practice a couple weeks before, and and so
because the good thing about leagues is you make money at the end, right?
yeah, pretty
People
much
don't
everybody
know that.
gets something.
I didn't know that either. It's like it's not just for fun. Like you can really.
But the whole evening, there's something going. On Fridays, when we had come out and watch you guys, there's 50-50 going on. There's raffles and door prizes and shenanigans galore.
Yes, jackpot. And
Yeah. So what
Lottery.
night is your least busy? Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
I want
go.
to challenge the eye office across the way to a bowling night, like a match, like just for fun, right?
Yeah.
But we get the eye people one night, we get the tooth people the next week, we
Yeah.
get the other chiropractic office in town, and suddenly we have a night where it's just us bringing people into the house. It's not super competitive. We have pizza and beer. But it's just a challenge night. It's not a league. I don't want to do it forever. I don't want the commitment.
What's the challenge?
We want to
just to
whip your
get
butt
people
and some bowling. Come on down. Just for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Bowling with the
That's a
dogs?
good challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Just bring it. Or, and that's the other thing, we could do a patient night in here. We usually do a golf outing for our people here in the
That's
office.
true. That would be be
So we
kinda
could have a
fun.
bowlerama one
Yeah.
like on your slow night. Like just say, hey, here's the best time to do that, and then we'd bring 100 people to go bowling. That might be too many.
Yeah.
50 people to go bowling.
How
fit
many
it in
people
there.
can you get?
We've got, let's see, we've got a few parties scheduled for 150.
Oh, and they'll all bowl, or those are some bowlers
There's
and
a lot
some in
of
the
that'll
arcade,
just kind of hang out,
Take up
and
space
this, that, and the
like
other.
observe.
Yeah. You know, but we generally the pizza is still okay, but we generally get we can't make 40 pizzas. That's
a lot.
Timely fashion.
That's a big load.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Our kitchen is about as big as your studio here.
Yeah.
And so it's
Which is really huge, by the way, as far as you know. Massive. Bleacher seating. Danielle's up in the top row of these bleachers.
So I have a question about like my nails. So one of the reasons why I don't bowl very often is because it breaks my nails.
Oh,
Is there
same here.
anything I can do to like prevent that from happening? Is that a real issue, or
Is there a bowling glove?
wait until you're getting ready to get your nails done again,
and then
then go bowling.
Okay,
and
got
then or if you didn't like the way that they did the polish or something, you got to break
then
one
just
off.
go for it.
It
Is
would-
it just natural for that to happen?
Yeah, if you got a ball drilled to fit your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and we knew that you had nails all the time, we would adjust the pitches in it,
Be more than 3/8 of an inch.
Oh, got it. Okay.
and so we can
can
accommodate it.
adjust it.
But
Okay.
with house balls, you're
Yeah.
going to grab one that's way too big for your hand, and you're going to squeeze it, and as you're
Oh, that's
squeezing
what
it,
it is. Yeah.
going to let
It's
go.
usually my thumbnail. Usually the other ones are okay, but usually the thumb.
It hurts my thumb too. I must be doing it wrong.
Well, squeezing it too hard, it sounds like.
Yeah, generally.
All right. I need some
We can
tips and
practice all
pointers.
these tips. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he gave us.
Sounds
casual-
like you guys need custom bowling balls if you're gonna start taking on
You know,
other doctors.
you know anybody that
So-
could help us out with that, Jay?
I do. Let me give you some names.
So, Jay, one of the things that was interesting is your playlist. So, do you? I mean, very diverse. Like Steve Miller Band, Taylor Swift.
I
Led
saw a Taylor
Zeppelin.
Swift song on there and I wanted to cry out loud. What's that all about, the Taylor Swift?
Oh, who's not a Swiftie anymore? That's gotta get on board. She makes
Yeah.
good music.
All right, right. Well, I guarantee you she's whining about somebody who broke her heart. Yeah.
And you love tacos.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do they have
So-
tacos at the bowling alley on the menu?
We do not. If we did, I would.
We're gonna. I say,
Okay,
hey,
so-
who has a better bowling alley menu though? The snack bar, Japanese snack bar, American snack bar, better menu.
Good question. Our snack bar in Japan was more American because we were on American base. But we did. I will never be able to, or well, shouldn't say never. I really miss the Okinawa soba that we had every Thursday. That was so good. It's like a noodle, like a noodle soup.
Okay.
With some
right.
ribs.
And they had that at the bowling alley.
Yep, we had that. It was. I always said stuff didn't make sense to me the way the military did things, which
Yeah. Well,
Hard to believe.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
for those of you not watching this, eye roll.
At one point, they were going to put a PF Chang's on the base, and I said that seems like a pretty counterintuitive when you can go get
Yeah.
Yeah. Real stuff.
real stuff right outside. And
Interesting.
I still follow the bowling alley I worked at on base, and they took the bar out and put in a ramen.
Karaoke.
There was a karaoke.
They're
room
big on the
already.
karaoke over there.
But they
Yes.
put in a ramen bar?
They put in a ramen place inside of what the bar was, and I thought that was.
So they don't have any bar at all?
counterintuitive. They probably are serving beer out of the snack bar now, but
I could bring your own.
Okay, here's a weird question. If you could create a taco inspired bowling ball, what would it look like?
wouldn't have sour cream on it. That's for sure.
Are you not a sour cream guy?
No. And she loves it. So
Oh, well, good. And she gets yours, right?
yes,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh. And whenever we go,
bowling ball.
Yeah, well, he loves tacos and he loves bowling. And I was just thinking, well, if you could, you can combine those together.
there's a company out there called, I forget the name of it, to be honest with you, but they will put anything you want on a bowling ball. You take a picture, send it to them,
Really?
they'll get it on a bowling ball.
So if you took a picture of a taco, it could be on your bowling ball.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So you can.
And I've
get
seen the
taco
clear,
inspired.
like a clear urethane with it's got stuff inside of it.
Yeah, they've
fish
had
skull or
skulls, footballs, golf balls.
Yep.
Soccer balls were pretty popular there.
But it's got to be weighted appropriately, right? It's not. Is the ball a solid, evenly weighted sphere, or does it have weight that moves in it, like a golf club, like your driver is going to have weight maybe that you can move to change the flight of the ball?
So the shape of the core determines where the heavy spot of it is, basically.
Okay.
And then me and my vast knowledge know where to put the shape of the core to make it hook more, hook less.
Yes. Because some of them do. I mean, you'll see that. I mean, it covers the traverse of the hole and finds the pocket. Mm-hmm. You knew that word too.
You knew the pocket?
Yeah, you got to
Nailing
that
those bowling terms.
I know. I was going to say, did you
I
study?
did a little homework.
I'm really impressed, babe.
No, I have all kinds of useless knowledge in here. I don't know where this comes from.
So what kind of future plans do you have for the bowling alley?
We'll keep it business as usual for now. There's not exactly room to expand
On the property itself?
on the property itself. We're limited to where we can go.
Have you ever seen a double-decker bowling alley, like where you have an upstairs where they bowl?
They had a 6-story one in Japan.
What?
It was, they had like 20 lanes and then like a slot machine parlor and then 20 lanes and then an arcade. And then 'cause that was the first tournament I went and bowled out there. I pressed the button that said bowling and went to the wrong floor and was very confused. And so I was like, tournament? And they were like, 5th. And I was like, oh, okay. So got back on the elevator. And
Wow,
went
so
for
it's
the 5th,
possible. So
but
you could do that at Bolton.
we
Build
could.
vertically. Yes. When that lottery money rolls in.
Yes. And so, but as of right now, no real big plans for expansion. Other than, the game room's going in.
That's going to be so fun. When are you slated for completion with that?
Here in the next couple of weeks, it should be, the game should be in. The room itself is done.
Yeah.
We put a lot of hours and a lot of money into making it look prettier than what it was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kind of putting your own flair on it,
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going
which
to,
is to be expected.
we're actually, so it's got that man cave feel to it. So we're going to call it Dave's Cave.
Yeah.
I love
Nice.
that.
So a
Oh,
little
what
tribute
an
to him and,
honor. So Jerry, I'm sure, is really happy about that.
Yes, yeah, she.
That's very sweet.
We did it with her blessing, and so it.
That's awesome.
We've got a sign up now, a nice neon sign, and got a plaque with his picture on it that we'll put up, and a couple of his bowling plaques, and one of his PBA shirts and stuff like that.
Nice.
So
Very cool. Yeah.
dedicate that room to him, and
Yeah.
And you said darts in there too. Is there going to be a dart league?
there will probably be dart leagues.
Yes.
There's Golden Tee. They apparently run Golden Tee leagues.
Is that a video game? Is that
Yes,
a
that's the
you spin the ball? Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
And then there's another arcade bowling, not like the cool one where you had, back in the day,
Yes.
but it's another spin the ball game
Okay.
that they apparently do leagues for as well. So
All right.
we'll get.
Fascinating.
So some new ideas,
out of that,
creating a
yeah.
new attraction and drawing in a different crowd.
Do you guys have childcare there?
No.
Okay.
Yes, basically everybody watches everybody's kid.
Yes, that's.
So technically, the answer
It's
is yes.
very cute. Yeah, when you go in there,
Nobody
the
gets
little
paid,
ones
but everybody
are-
watches everybody's
yeah.
kid.
Yeah, the little ones are just roaming around, just
Yeah.
meeting everybody and having a good time. I wasn't sure if it was something that people were asking for, if that was something that you guys did.
I would imagine the liability on
I was
that
going
would
to
be
say I wouldn't want to pay the
outrageous,
premiums
yeah.
on that, right?
And so
No, it's worked out hundreds of years the way
Hundreds
it
of
was.
years,
There's
yeah.
no need to change it now.
Yep. Yeah,
Right.
we've got a room that we kind of funnel the children into for the league bowling. That
Yeah.
it used to be the arcade when it was the kiddie casino. Now it's got to retrain the kids. Hey,
Right.
go to this room instead.
Yeah.
So
But so you have a space for
we've
them.
got a space that we can potentially.
Yeah.
We can at least send kids, and
Sure.
when they draw on the wall, I won't be as mad. But
Right. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah.
and so, but I've got some plans for that. Maybe. Haven't
It's okay.
followed
You've got
through with
another
any
big
ideas.
project. Yeah.
And so it might be further down the road.
Got to pace yourself
I
Yeah.
know.
a little
yeah.
bit at a time.
Yep. Can't knock it all out at once.
The joys of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yeah. having the dream and having it become real takes a little more time. Yeah,
Yes.
super cool. What else do we want to know? Anything else you want the community to know? Part of what we like about bringing you and other people who now own businesses is you get to kind of share your vision for the future. You get to, hit an audience that you might not otherwise have access to. If people have never been bowling before, what would you say is the number one reason they should come and join us at Bowl 10?
It is exercise that you can drink at.
And we're out. That was awesome. It's wonderful.
So true.
Yeah. Or not.
Exercise, you can-
You can just drink and not exercise, or you can exercise and not drink, or you can combine them in one space.
Yes, and if you feel like you're getting too much exercise, we got plenty of food. You can knock yourself out that way too. And
Yep.
yeah,
Places to sit and rest and recover.
It is.
That's-
It's a great
that's
community
is.
event. And I am serious. We're going to invite the eye people
Okay,
and the
yeah.
dental people.
You obviously
and
have,
we just got to
put together
find
a plan in your
like your
brain.
low volume night where we can get in for open bowling once in a while.
yeah. Monday nights are our best. We have the most number of lanes available for open bowling, and that kind of it's all a fun scheduling game as far as once high school gets started. Which high school team is bowling there that night?
Yeah.
They have to be done by a certain time so that we can get the lanes oiled for leagues. And,
Yeah.
so
We'll figure it
it's-
out.
Yeah, it's always
We'll get some
a lot of fun.
invitations
Super
out to
fun.
these guys.
Yeah, or even if
know
it's just a patient event, I think that would be fun
Yeah.
too. Let us know if you think that's a fun idea. Yeah.
Should be.
I think
All right.
so.
Anything else you want people to know?
No,
What should they do if they like what they get to hear and see?
subscribe, like, and follow?
Ta-da!
Yeah, for more of this.
Community
Wonder-
bowling.
Yes,
Yeah.
community bowling. That's right. Thanks for joining us today, Danielle. You're welcome. This is fun. Thank you, Jay. This was fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Great
good work.
information. Thanks, Graham.
All right.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See you. Bye-bye.
I was going to ask, how many 300s and 800s do you see per week?
That's a good question. Yeah, we should have had Graham sit in.
It varies week to week. Try and shoot for a couple a week.
I know Tony opened his first game of the season in league with a 3.
So per week, what would you say? Like just off the top of your head?
I'd like to say or see at least 2. Probably average 1.5, give or
Okay.
take.
Yeah.
Some nights there's 3 or 4.
And the conversation changes. Like when somebody's working on that, you're not allowed to talk about it. But the other thing I like is everybody gets a high five, whether it was a gutter ball or a strike. You always high five the person coming off the lane.
But you don't talk about them getting close to 300.
Oh, you
do
don't mention it.
Some people are different.
That was some people you can.
All the way down from the other end of the bowling alley.
But yeah.
Wait a minute. 290 what?